Welcome to Storytime with the Duncans. I am Junior. Senior is not here with me today. I am joined by a special guest. She is one of my best friends, Clarissa Astudillo, the niece of Pete Astudillo, one of the Dinos. I have to say it. I think it's funny because he's a funny guy, seeing him in all the different things he does. She is the owner and manager and everything of Clairity Productions, which is a cool little production company that she has going on. She has some cool videos on YouTube that I've seen. I know she does some really good photography. So, Clarity Productions, Clarissa Astudillo. I'm Junior. Today we're going to start a little different. Last podcast you heard, we talked to Jerry Garza and he suggested we do the disclaimer at the beginning of the podcast because some people get offended and they might not make it to the end of the podcast. So, disclaimer for everybody that's listening. We're not here to offend you. That's not our intention. Our intention is to spread stories. Everybody has a story to tell, and everybody has something that's happened to them. A rise and a fall, or something that's going to happen that they're on the way to. If you make it through this podcast, thank you. Like it, share it with your friends. If you don't, it's okay. Like I said at the beginning, we're not here to offend you. We're just here to give you some cool information and share some stories. So, thank you. Welcome to Storytime with the Duncans. I'm Junior, and here we go. So, Claire.
What's up? How's it going?
Are you nervous?
I am.
You seem very nervous to be on the mic for the first time.
It is. It's an exciting experience just hearing yourself.
That's weird. I don't know. I'm the type of person that doesn't like to hear myself, but that's just me. So, Claire has done a lot of different things. She has traveled to Europe. Lived in Canada where she went to school for part of her undergrad year. And so she's done a lot of different fun things. And she has something in the works that's coming that I'm very excited to help out with. That D13 Studios is very happy to, I guess, sponsor for the beginning at least to help her get started. Clairity Productions is going to be doing a podcast. It's a podcast about everything and anything. It's a podcast about life after 26 and life.
Did you have to tell my name? We could have just said quarter life crisis. You know.
What do you mean?
Because you told everybody you have 26.
I didn't say. I just said life after 26. I didn't say you're 26.
But you see the people,
now you just said you're 26.
And
so
people are gonna think that I'm older now to consider life after 26. Like, come on,
okay.
I just hit the mark.
She just hit the mark of 26,
but
everybody. But she's old.
You never disclaim an age, especially a woman. You never say a woman.
Oh my goodness. I'm very sorry.
I'm kidding.
No, okay. So, what's some of the stuff you want to talk about on your podcast, Claire?
Well, I have a lot of ideas. Part of it is home. I feel like there's a lot of hate in my hometown that everyone's like, oh, Laredo's so boring. It's so this, so that. And so I want to break that stereotype of that. No, there is things to do. And it doesn't matter what type of person you are, what type of lifestyle you are, you're going to find something that you're interested in, especially with this weird economic local business growing thing that's happening downtown.
And what's that? What's happening downtown right now? For the people who have never been to Laredo, Texas, what's happening in the barrio?
In the barrio.
Now, what's happening there in downtown? What's going on?
Well, what's happening is like it's really cool. Like it's just so much is happening in just such a big moment. We have our It Street, which is in Tuvidre, and at the moment we have a lot of open bars and art shows. And the really cool thing about it, though, is a lot of the business owners downtown work with each other. And with that, they're making that whole block just stronger themselves, you know. And it's really cool, too, because they're mixing in the art. They're mixing in, you know, comedy, musicians. And they all just work with each other. And it's pretty cool because, like, you'll see comedians, like, one night at this one place. And then you'll see that crew jumping to, like, 2 bars down, but, like, on a Wednesday. And there's, like, video game night and poetry slams and all these, like, cool little art shows. And so it's just really cool to see that, you know, our downtown is being used and getting this growth and becoming something really, really awesome and exciting that I'm really excited for the future, you know.
What are some of the bars that people could check out downtown? And do you know the name of the group, the comedy group that's downtown?
So
And the
there's
poetry group.
yeah, so there's Laredo Border Slam. So they do their poetry slams every other Thursday of the month. And that is at Gallery 201. What block is that? I can't remember.
I don't remember what block that is, but Gallery
Sunbed?
201, it's not on Sunbed, no, maybe.
Sunbed Low, I think.
I don't know. Gallery 201 is a beautiful place. It's an art gallery first, and then they host a bunch of different events. Not too long ago, one of my coworkers, they surprised her with a surprise birthday party there, so that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. You could rent out the venue and do different things. So
Gail's
it's really
amazing.
cool.
She's so open and
Yeah,
she's always like willing to help out like the public. Like if you want beautiful pictures there, she's down. Like if you need to do an art show or something, she's willing to work with you. So I think that's like the coolest thing about like downtown itself is like the community. Like I feel like everybody's so strong and everyone knows each other and works with each other. So yeah, so recently Cold Brew just opened up, so I'm really excited for them because they were on San Bernardo, like near the middle of the highway by themselves. So that's already a challenge as is. So they finally went downtown. They're joining the rest of the crew, I guess we can say, and so they're bringing their own thing. I know they'll do like karaoke night. They do like an emo night, but they haven't done it. It's been a while because they just opened up. Like I think like last week, so they're barely coming back. But I know Laredo Funny has already gone and done their comedy shows. I do a few, so maybe you'll
Shout out to Big Mac. I know he just did something. I think it was 2 nights ago or last night. He came back to Laredo Funny and did some comedy there at the thing that they had going on. So shout out to Big Mac, Fred Madrigal.
at House of Whiskey, right?
I think so. I'm not
Yeah, so
mistaken.
no, that's actually with Aaron Suarez. So he is actually called.
Well, no, they had the flyer he had Laredo Funny.
Oh, okay.
It was last night. It was actually last night because today is the 11th. It was the 10th.
Oh, okay.
You're hearing, okay, full disclosure, you're going to hear this podcast like 2 weeks after it's been done. So, oops, cat's out the bag. I pre-record. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. It's okay. But there's also Laugh Laredo, which is Aaron Suarez, and then there's Laredo Funny that's by Steven Sosa. And so there's a bunch of like different, like they'll hop around, they'll go to different locations, and like they have like different I don't want to call them different events, but there's one called like Keg Stand Comedy.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And like
that was the one he did. I think they're on like Kickstand 10 or 11.
Yeah. So there's like different ones. So yeah, you have your comedy thing going on downtown. Like we said, there's the poetry slams, a lot of the art shows, Laredo Center of the Arts. That's all art. They also do like yoga.
We have a resident yogi here. Miss Claire is a yogi.
Oh my goodness. So yes, I do yoga. I think it's been what, like over
I
6
saw
years?
you. Oh yeah, that you've been doing yoga? Yeah, probably. As long as I've known you at least.
Yeah, so it's been a cool journey. You guys need to try it. I'm trying to convince Kenny to do a class with me.
It's expensive.
Well, the first try is free.
Maybe.
So, so shout out to Casa Yoga, where I go and get my namaste practice on.
We're just dropping names today. It's just going to be a big name drop
Send
podcast.
us
Because there's
sponsor-
so much stuff in Laredo that people don't know about. And that's that people are from Laredo and they don't know how much amazingness, I don't think that's a word, but how much amazing things there are in Laredo that you just go down the street and you can see it. So we're name dropping today, you
Yeah.
guys. I don't care. I love it. We're sponsored by D13 Studio and a Storytime with the Duncans, so it's my podcast. I could cry if I want to.
But yeah, but it's true. Like, it doesn't even matter what lifestyle. Like, right now we're talking about, like, the carving and the artsy side of it. But, like, let's get to the Texas side, the Kenny Duncan side.
This is not my podcast, though.
Like,
Today we're here about you.
But hey, I have my country side too, like not hardcore, but
So things that country thing in Laredo, there's a multitude of 4-H programs and FFA programs. FFA is Future Farmers of America. There's a multitude of programs in Laredo. Every year we have a county fair called Life Downs, Life International Fair. They have a rodeo. They have a ranch rodeo. They have bull riding. They have concerts. They have the kids from the different schools and different like 4-H programs, NFA programs, raise animals. They they do baking, they do welding, a bunch of different things, and people judge them. So that's one of the most country things in Laredo. Also, we have the county trail ride where every year to
County
raise
trail ride.
yeah every year they to raise money they do a trail ride. I don't remember who sponsors it.
What?
Yeah, every year there's a
Where
trail
is
ride. Of
this?
course, there's Pocahontas. They ride the horses in Pocahontas.
Yeah, it's a George Washington. Like, that's
For-
gonna be another podcast. You're already jumping ahead.
for
like,
some reason, Laredo is really like
we're
they
weird.
love George Washington. I do not know why.
We're the only like people in the entire country who actually celebrate
George Washington's
birthday the way we do. Like 3 months.
It's 3 months of craziness. There's festivals. There's like 2 or 3 festivals.
The carnival.
There's a car show.
Jalapenos. Like, we celebrate jalapenos, guys. Like, we celebrate a food. Us Mexicans. Love it. I love my culture. But yeah, so what else? What else?
Okay, so let's go on. So another thing that I know that you wanted to talk about was motivation.
Yes.
What gets you motivated, Claire? What gets you to get up and attack the day?
You want to know what? Okay, no, I might drift away a bit, actually.
That's fine, drift.
You know, so of course I do have motivation, I do have goals, but, you know, should we just talk about, like, just doing it? Like, just kind of...
Talk about whatever you want.
I don't even know where I'm going with this, but, okay, so, like, lately, guys, for me, you know, it's been a while that I'm like, okay, I want to do this podcast. I want to do this. I want to do this. And I've been trying to get it going, and I was reading this book, and, like, I just felt like it called me out that I was a productive procrastinator. And I was like when I read about it, so basically a productive procrastinator is somebody who, they're always busy. They're always busy with their lives, doing a million things, but you're not getting anything done.
Why are you attacking me right now?
I'm not attacking you. Like, amazing. Like, I'm kind of calling myself out, but that's how I felt. You know, like, I was just doing a bunch of stuff, but like, I feel like I wasn't doing what I really wanted to do. And for months, I was like, I'm gonna do this podcast. I'm gonna do my film. I'm gonna do my photography. And by the time you knew it, like 6 months is here. Like, we're 6 months later, and I'm just like, here we are. So, and the hardest thing that I heard or that I read was like, the hardest thing on anybody's journey is just getting started. And I feel like that was my journey in a way with getting this. Like, if anything, you kind of gave me that little extra, you know, that push. Because, you know, I just kept making like excuses for a good while. This is totally jumping away from motivation. I just noticed it. So
Keep going. It's okay.
Yeah, so I just kept like, you know, like reading these books about, okay, what do I got to do to better my life? And this and that, you know. And the thing that I kept reading is you just got to start. You know, the moment you start, that's where you slowly build that momentum. And there was this quote that I read, do something poorly or do everything poorly. And I'm not saying like, oh, go out here like and don't give it your all, you know, but what I'm trying to say is like it's better to do something than nothing. Because that's how I felt for a good while. Like you know, not that I was a slub, but like it was just kind of weird. Like I was being productive, like procrastination for a few good months, you know, like how you said, I traveled and I did all these like really cool stuff, and I came back and I had all this drive. Like I was like, I'm ready to go do this. Like, where's the next place? What am I gonna do? Like, and I had all this footage that I like recorded, but I never really sat down and you just saw a while ago, like my editing, but I still need a long way to go. But yeah, so it's kind of crazy because that's just kind of how I felt. Like I came back and, you know, by the time you know it, 6 months have gone by, you know, and I still kind of feel like, no, I was just there yesterday. And, you know, and so that's the thing that I've learned is like, you know, if you're going through anything, you know, like in a submarine, do it poorly. Like, try to do a little bit a day, you know, like, because, you know, I feel like we give ourselves expectations, like, or we're hard on ourselves. We're our biggest, like, critic. And I just feel like, you know, there's some people who will make that excuse. Like I'm not gonna. This is not calling anybody out at all, but kind of like, oh, I'm not gonna go to the gym because like I can't do an hour. You get me? And like, and that's all of us because like, say like me, like there's times I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to yoga. I'm super tired. Like, I just like I'm not gonna survive the hour. But the thing that I've learned is go, but do it poorly. Not do it poorly, but
I'm right there. I get you. It's you better to do something than to not do it. Like the better to try and fail than to not try at all kind of thing. It's like when if you get out there and you go through the motions, that's fine. You go through the motions and you did it. You don't stop. There's this guy. His name is Jocko Willink. He's a former Navy SEAL. One thing he says: if you wake up and you feel like you don't want to work out because you work out that day, and if you still wake up the next day and feel like you need a break, then take a break the next day. But that first instinct of I don't want to do it, even if you walk through the motions, just walk through the motions and do it because it keeps that mental toughness. Like, hey, like yes, I don't feel like being here, and I'm not gonna give it 100%, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
As long as you keep trying.
And trying is what makes progress. Practice makes perfect. You know what I mean? So
there are those people that will say perfect practice makes perfect, but I get you.
I get it. But like
I think it depends what side of the coin you want to see.
It's true, and don't get me wrong, people work differently. Like there's some people who every day they have their routine and they wake up, shower, brush their teeth, like groom themselves. Coffee is the first thing they do, then breakfast, and like they go to the same location, order the same thing, same routine, and they're okay with it, and that's
those people need to watch out because those people easily kidnapped. I'm just saying. Sorry.
That's true. You can pick up all their habits. That's very true. I never thought about that. Here we go. We're gonna go into like a death murder podcast now.
Always.
Turn off the Snapchat location.
I never have mine on.
I have mine. Okay.
I don't have mine on because I don't have my Snapchat location on. You don't know how paranoid I am about everything. Like I think the world is out to get me.
I feel you though. Not like that, but like it's so weird because I'm talking about something and all of a sudden I see a million ads and I'm like, oh, they're listening.
That's actually your phone. Like if you Google something or whatever, like your phone, you could turn it off actually. Your phone has an algorithm on it to
cookies.
Yeah, the cookies and not just there's some other like stuff that it generates ads for that stuff, but you could turn it off on your phone on smartphones.
Yeah.
I found that out because I didn't like.
The government.
I don't like the government.
Just kidding. Well, if you have an Alexa, like she's listening all the time, and they have people who like would jump in once in a while, or like they try to work the Alexa to be better. You know what I mean? Like so basically, there's programmers out there listening. So every time you're like, Alexa, do whatever for me, it picks it up right away saying like, oh, it's talking about this. You see, I think she just reacted right now. I heard her in the distance.
Yeah, no. My thing about all of that stuff is I don't own an Alexa. I barely use my Siri. It's freaky, man, because I go down the rabbit hole of YouTube and I watch all these videos
conspiracy theories.
Not conspiracy theories, of actual videos of actual like people that have had their Alexas or their cameras hacked.
That's true.
So I don't 90% of the time I have like a what is it called? Like a little
a
sticker over my camera because it's really freaky. Like if I knew how to hack, I'd make my computer untraceable.
I know. That is like so like crazy. Like the level of technology where we're at, where it's like you're supposed to be secure or protective at the same time. It's like, it's easily like obtainable if you know what you're doing.
What do you think about AI?
AI, like that they're gonna take over us.
I was listening to a podcast today with Elon Musk. That dude is a genius. That dude, I think that dude's an alien.
Cool.
I think that dude's an alien. But he was talking about how it's not just gonna be artificial intelligence. I don't remember if it was Elon Musk or the MIT guy that I was listening to, but they were talking about basically how it's not just gonna be artificial intelligence. They're gonna implant that into humans.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have superhumans. in China, I was listening to a podcast yesterday. In China, they're already putting human DNA into monkeys.
Oh no.
Making super chimps for wars and stuff.
That is crazy.
Imagine that. Imagine selling a super chimp.
I would be scared. Like, actually,
Planet of the Apes, here we come.
Here we come. No, and you know what's really crazy too? There's one. I wish I knew what species it was, but there's a specific species of like monkeys that are in the Stone Age.
Oh yeah. It's the no no. I don't remember. I know what you're talking about. It's the I know what you're talking about. I heard that too. They've officially got into the Stone Age where they're using tools and stuff. And I think they're using fire, if I'm not mistaken.
No way.
I think. I don't know. But they are using like
stones to like smush their foot, their food and all that stuff. So.
That just okay. I'm gonna go there because I could go there with you because you're the one person that won't think I'm crazy.
Oh God, I'm open to anything. We come anywhere. Conversation.
Are we made from God? Or are we made from primates?
Oh my God,
or is it both?
Oh God, that's like a different topic. That's gonna be like a whole hour session of me going crazy. Like I can't even. Okay. Oh, my mom's gonna kill me. I'm kidding. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, church, everyone. So I don't know. Like that's super complicated. Like
well, because you know me, I'm very religious. I believe in God.
I
believe in faith. But I also do believe that somewhere deep down, we all came from primates.
Okay.
And like we're monkeys. Like we're 95+%
like
primate in us.
I think
the same DNA.
Yeah.
But like not only that, this podcast may never see the light of day. We may record another podcast because I may sound crazy.
You may have to we'll crop it out.
We may go. This podcast may never see the light of day. Anyway,
can we crop it?
Possibly.
Okay, we'll crop
I don't like to edit my podcast, but this may. So my thing is, like you could see these primates right now are going to the Stone Age.
Yeah.
Like that just proves that there's things up there that it pushes our senses and what we were before or what any animal was to evolve.
Yeah.
Like, what's to say we didn't evolve like from that to the Neanderthal to what we are now. Like it's a crazy theory and I don't know everything about it, but I just wanted to see what you thought.
Well, honestly, like.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna say. I am not an expert in this area because I haven't done enough research, but I just do believe that we all have that primal instinct. If someone says, "Oh, humans have a primal instinct for death and destruction or for hunting," like it's in us.
Yeah, like because honestly, we are part animal. Like, you know. So oh gosh, like I don't want people to think like, oh, this chick doesn't have faith, you know? Because like, no, I believe in that there's God, like there's something else, but I also do believe in science and evolution and that it's possible that we started from like, I'm about to get even crazy, but bacteria, viruses, and slowly was like a fish, and then slowly like out, and then like, or who knows? There's all these different types of like crazy theories, but. I look at other animals, we're all different in our own way, but we're all smart in our own way as well. Does that make sense? Oh God, I sound so crazy right now. But,
we're all, okay, we all have similarities.
Like, think about it. Okay, so if you see an animal running, you better hell as no pack up your shit and get the flip out. Excuse my language.
Well, this podcast is explicit, so it doesn't matter. We cuss on my podcast.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
but
no, you're fine.
But, so, yeah, if you see an animal, you better run. Because they have instincts that we don't know. And you know,
it's like, okay, so cows, I've spent a lot of time with ag majors when I lived in Kingsville.
Okay.
Very yeehaw people, but I did learn that cows, when there's a storm coming, they'll all face the same direction away from the storm. So I think that's pretty cool. Not only that, of course, you see birds fly south for winter. They fly to the warmer weather.
Yeah.
A dog will freak out when a storm is coming because they know, like, hey, it's time to go, like bad,
For sure.
bad. So there's all these instincts that these animals have, and it's like humans have those instincts
We
too.
do.
We have those gut
Like gut
instincts,
feeling.
that gut
And
feeling.
it's real. Like usually sometimes people will be like, dude, no, go with your gut feeling, and you could just kind of sense things and then it happens, you're just like, I should have listened to my gut feeling. Like it was telling me to like
Especially like when a lot of times like it's that fight or flight instinct. You go into a certain area and your gut is telling you, oh, we need to get out of here because something bad's gonna happen, and you leave and you realize something bad did happen. I remember there was an event that was happening downtown a while back, and somebody was walking around, and there's parts of downtown that the lights were off, and so they got robbed.
Oh my goodness.
And it's like,
it's scary that you say that because, dude, I literally parked blocks away, like maybe like three, not like a big block and a half. So like maybe like three
like
blocks.
a New York block.
Like yeah, like a long block away. Cause I wanted pizza so bad, and I went downtown last night, and so I literally so where the bus station's at, or like that old Joe Bryan location that is at on like Salinas and Lincoln Street. I parked all the way over there, and I walked all the way then to be there just to go get some pizza.
Dang girl, that's like a couple of New York blocks.
Yeah, so and and it's so weird that you bring that up because I was literally talking to my mom about it today, and we were comparing bigger cities and like how it's this is going to be another podcast. We have to. I'm kidding. But how in other bigger cities, like people I know, they're walking around with guns because they have to, or they have this fear that you're going to get beaten up or something. And I'm not saying any specific city, but that people walk around afraid, And don't get me wrong, like me as a woman, like I kind of sometimes do get nervous.
Okay, but
that's like the okay, yeah.
Let's talk about this real quick. You as a woman, you get nervous. You're a boxer.
I know. Okay, yes.
You're a boxer, for goodness sake.
So for that sake, I'm like, okay, maybe if I knew jujitsu. So shout out to David because he would be so proud that I'm bringing him jujitsu. But if I did jujitsu, I think maybe I would be able to I need MMA, mixed martial arts. I need to add in both, and then I'll be a pro.
You just need self-defense. That's really what it is.
Well, I do like
because my thing is if you take a self-defense class or a couple self-defense classes, like it helps. Like you learn the basic of what to do, what not to do,
and it becomes natural instinct.
It really does. Like I'm a third-degree black belt. I've done martial arts from just about most of my life, since elementary or middle school. I don't remember. No, elementary school, and it really does become second nature.
Should we fight?
I'm
kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. I don't like to spar. I really don't. Like, I'm good with doing self-defense techniques and showing defense techniques and using the bow and which is the staff. The bow staff and fighting with the fighting sticks, like I'm okay with that. But I don't like to spar just because I'm not really a violent person. The only time the only time I'll get like I'll fight is if something's in danger. Someone's in danger. That's how I am. Like I don't like. I'll spar in the dojo because it's fun. I have a guy who did the guy who did the music for the podcast, Moni Godinez. He loves to fight me. When I used to live in Kingsville, he'd call me up and say, "When are you coming to town so we could spar?"
Oh my goodness!
He went to school with my dad, but he loves to spar.
People live with that drive. Like I know people.
Now, so he got his black belt in karate. Now he's doing boxing.
Yeah, I think it's just like once you know one thing, you want to do next.
Yeah, that, and I think he's a little crazy. I think he's a little off in the head.
Okay.
I think he's a little off in the head.
I hope you're not saying I'm off in the head.
No,
kidding.
No, I tell him this all the time. He lives for the punishment. It's very funny. He's a cool guy. He's a teacher. He's an elementary school teacher.
Oh, that's so funny. Taking care of kids over here on the side beats up people.
Yeah, so when he was training for his black belt test during the lunch break and during his off period, he would be in his room
That's
away from the door,
funny.
doing his forms and doing this like the blocks and the punches so he could remember them.
During the stars test, like
Basically.
kids over here, and they go hide in
So,
the
like,
they're in the teacher's closet, like doing the moves or something.
So that stuff he would do, which I think it's really cool. I need to get him on this podcast soon. He has some cool stories also.
Yeah, but going back to the walking in the downtown, like
So that's that's my only thing is I'm very paranoid. And like, so I'm always looking over my shoulder. I take different ways home because I'm a very paranoid person. Just because I used to watch, and I still watch, a lot of those like crime
Lifetime
shows. No, like NCIS or like Criminal Minds and all that crazy stuff. So like, it's just ingrained in my head to be
someone's out to get you.
Yeah, to be very careful.
It's funny because like I watch those, and my mom's like, Clarissa, like, you better not, like, dude, like, did you watch this? Like, this is gonna happen to you. You need to be careful. But I don't, like, and I do keep my guard up. Like, yesterday, like, but I really wanted that pizza. So I was like, but you know what did cross my mind?
Was the pizza worth it?
It was worth it.
Okay.
So worth it.
Where is it from?
Should we break the secret? Okay.
I don't know, because I want to know now.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's pepperoni and brisket.
Oh, that place you keep talking about. Yeah, I need to go there. It sounds really good.
Okay, we're gonna have to crop this out, but no, because of Wizard Wicks. I gotta support Wizard Wicks.
Oh, Wizard Wicks. I thought the place was called Pepperoni and Brisket.
Yeah, there is pepperoni and brisket, but no, there's also Wizard Wicks.
Okay, so there's two places. There's also she's making a pizza place. Eventually, she does sell pizzas right now. 550 pizzas.
What are you talking about?
It's another pizza joint.
Oh yeah, which one?
Her name, or the pizza place is called 550 Degrees.
Oh, is it with
Jeanette.
Yes, yeah, I help her out too.
Pizza.
Dude, I bought she does really cool pizzas on, oh, this is so terrible. I'm so sorry for people who are religious and like are gonna hate on me for not knowing this. But the time of the month where they get the rosca, the bread with the babies.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember what it is. Oh, the Day of the King.
The day, yeah, it's after Thanksgiving, right? Or when is it?
Isn't it after Christmas?
Oh, that's so
No,
sorry.
it's before Christmas. It's with the baby. I don't remember
it's
what
after
it is.
Thanksgiving.
It is after Thanksgiving.
Yes, okay. Yeah, so I got a pizza from her that was like shaped like a rosca, and she put like it was stuffed, like it was stuffed all, like it was stuffed pizza, you know, and then on the outside she would put like the little bell peppers and like the pepperonis to make it look like.
She makes some really good pizza. I think it's a little more expensive, but she makes gluten-free and keto
really
pizza
good.
too.
It's super good. Like, I totally recommend it. But down, you're making me hungry now.
I'm starving.
So,
I'm very hungry.
We're
So
gonna have to get some food.
Okay, so talking about self-defense, my thing is I do believe everybody needs to take a self-defense class, maybe one, maybe two classes, like in their college years or their high school years, because there's so many, you hear all these crazy things happening in colleges where people get raped or people get mugged and stuff like that, and it's scary. Like, I remember in Kingsville there was this guy who, he was really creepy, and he was creeping on girls, and he showed up in a girl's dorm one time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It was really creepy. They finally caught him, and he got banned from the school and stuff, but it's just, you never know. Like, you never know what kind of creepy stuff is out there, what kind of creepy people is out there.
It's like crazy because, like, you know, we're talking about that and how, like, I literally blocks away, and, you know, I walk around comfortable downtown. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I would, like, there's times I do have my guard up, and
I just don't go downtown because it's so far away.
That's like my second home, but like, I'm always, don't get me wrong, like, I check behind my back, and I try to be safe, and, you know, like, I always have my guard up. You have to. You can't just be like, you know, especially at night. You know, but for this time, like, I was kind of far away, and I try to hold myself strong, and I feel like sometimes people, like, it might, not that it comes off stuck up, but, like, I can tell that people can tell that I'm, like, but I do that because I'm by myself, you know, and it's a bunch of guys or people in groups, and, you know, back in the day, I used to walk with my camera around downtown because I would go take my pictures and stuff, and I would get a little bit nervous because, like, I would be by myself, and, like, people are in groups, and, like, they could just jump me, you know, and this was even before I was, like, serious about the boxing. So, but I don't know. It's really weird because like I'm personally just like really comfortable walking downtown. Like I actually feel pretty safe.
And see, my thing is like I kind of exaggerate. Yes, I'm always looking over my shoulder, like stuff like that. But like also, 90% of the time I walk around with a knife, and like
Is
that's
that
just
legal?
it is.
Okay.
I walk around with a knife 90% of the time, because like me, I'd rather have a knife than a gun, like just because I'm a horrible shot. But
That's like that's a different
that's a different story.
That's
But
a different story.
like it's weird when I come to clubs and bars in Laredo because you can't take your knife with you.
Yeah, you can.
But in Kingsville, I
They
would
let you.
yeah I would take my knife in
That
the
is
bar.
so weird.
You could smoke in the bar over there. Like
And here, no.
here you
It's the
can't. Like
opposite.
here it's you have to smoke outside in a designated area. So it's like it was. I went out a lot in Kingsville, so it's a very different vibe from coming back to Laredo and going out. Things are a lot cheaper over there also. Like the alcohol's a lot cheaper than it is here.
It's so weird.
And
I feel like it's still a little bit more country vibe over there, right? Though, or no?
yeah, they have like country place. They have a Tejano place. They have this
Yeah,
place called Joe Cool's.
that's cool.
They have a place where they play a lot of like hip hop music and stuff like that. And one of the places, Nucky's, it actually turned into a cocktail bar now. So like they're getting fancy in
Look at
Kingsville.
them getting fancy. But that whole like smoking inside thing, like I thought that was all of Texas.
No, you could in Texas State. I don't know if they banned it already, but when I went in 2012, you can still smoke in restaurants in Texas
Wow.
State.
I like remember being young and like it would be like smoking or non-smoking, and then like every place just had that distinct like cigarette smoke smell. Like, and it's so funny because like I remember when I was younger, like I grew up not like my mom never like my family never smoked at all. Like it was rare if I ever but going to the restaurants and all that, it was very like normal, and then I remember it got banned, and it was like I remember I was even like really like I was a kid, like I didn't care about cigarettes. I was like, oh wow, like that's kind of like not weird, but it's kind of like it's crazy how much has like things have changed and like now. So I guess I'm bringing this up because like when I went to Europe, I didn't realize how much I hated people smoking. I would go crazy. Like, so it's kind of funny because, like, when I was young, like, that was like my norm, like, oh, smoking, not smoking. Like, it was inside, outside, didn't matter, That wasn't the concern. And then, like, I went to, like, to Europe and, like, so I got used to, like, finally it being banned and, like, always clean air. And then I went to Europe and even, like, there's a lot of outdoor patios and, like, but the cigarette smoke would still drive me crazy. Like it would, I just like I hated it. Like I literally had thoughts of like I wish I had scissors so I could just go around and like cut the cigarettes off of people.
Okay, I have a question. How long has it been since you were in Europe or Canada?
Okay, Canada. It's already been a year. Like around this time is when I came back last year.
I'm gonna call you out, Claire.
Oh God.
You said you were gonna be here for a year and you're gonna leave and you're gonna move back to Canada.
I know.
Do you think you're ever gonna move back to Canada like for forever?
Um.
Or do you think you want to do some work and help the border a little more?
Honestly, that's where I'm just so torn apart because I still wanna travel. I'm still young, and Canada was so cool too. It's just a different experience. Like I had never gone skiing, and like there's mountains and there's beaches. Like you get all the four seasons over there. And here in Laredo, you just get super hot.
In Laredo, you get super hot, but in Texas, you get the four seasons.
Well,
in Texas, you can get the four seasons in one day.
But it's not the same views. You know what I mean? Compared to like going to Arizona or New Mexico and then going to Oregon or California.
Well, I don't know.
Like,
Texas has a lot of different. We have all the.
Have you seen? Like, okay, yes, go. You go first, and I'll tell you.
Okay, so I've flown over Arizona, but I was a lot younger, and I went to ski in New Mexico.
How was that? How did you survive skiing?
Horribly. I am fat and uncoordinated.
Oh my goodness.
It was bad. I think I'd do better on a snowboard. That's just me. But
and they say snowboarding's harder.
I don't know. I was horrible at skiing. I barely made it down the bunny slopes.
I just felt like I was gonna like rip my ACL, and I feel you. Like I did the beginning part, And then I was like, okay, let's go up. Let's go up. I'm ready. I got this.
I'm afraid of heights, so I just kind of
It's funny.
stayed away.
I'm scared of heights, but like, I like the speed. But
You like the speed? Are you kidding me? That's crazy.
but what's it called? I don't know. Like it was funny because like I'm really scared of heights and I'm really scared of like, like things like that. But when I went skiing, I fell in love with it. Like right away, I was like, okay, let's go higher, let's go faster, let's just do it. But it was funny because
You're a roller coaster junkie?
No.
Okay.
I hate roller coasters, but it's weird because like I really do like these like skiing, and then I'm scared of roller coasters, but I like water roller coaster rides.
I don't like water roller coaster rides, but I like water. Like I like being in water.
You like being in water, so same. I think I just feel safer in water, but yeah, I don't know. Like it was so weird because I tried skiing and I swear I felt like I was gonna break rip my ACLs
Skiing's a scary
of
thing.
all the like I couldn't like I couldn't stop, like how they say pizza, like French fry pizza, I would do the pizza and like I was still like gliding, so I wouldn't be able to stop. So it got to a point I would just kind of like throw myself and kind of roll a bit and then like come back up. But I loved it. Overall, it was so much fun. Like I would totally do it again. But so yeah, but
going back to Texas. The
Texas
thing about
and Canada.
Texas, not Canada. Well, you can't compare Texas to Canada.
We can't.
Because Canada has from what I saw in your pictures and stuff, it's beautiful. Like it's beautiful scenery. But Texas we do have hill country. We do have flatlands. We do have like.
It's a different type of beauty. So
yeah, I guess you're right. But I'm talking about just in the U.S.
Did you watch The River and the Wall?
No.
Okay, so this is a film that it came out in South by Southwest, like the film festival. I wish I knew the director's name. I'm so sorry, but I am giving you credit. So it's a documentary, and it's basically starting from El Paso, and it goes all the way down to the Rio Grande.
You were telling me about that.
Yes, and I'm like, it was so awesome. Like, I need to thank La Posada for giving me that opportunity to go watch it, because I have heard about it and I wanted to see it. And I was literally trying to find out what day of South by Southwest can I go to watch this film, and I couldn't figure it out. And so La Posada was having a contest and I wanted to get to Alamo Drafthouse. So I was able to go watch this film, and it is so amazing what Texas has, and it's sad that we can't access it. If you go around the Rio Grande and like places that are like our block, like you would think that you were watching Yellowstone or something, or that you are in the canyons, like by the Grand Canyon. But this is in Texas, and it's
the Texas has a lot of wonders. Hopefully soon I'll get to go. So I have this thing in the works. It's you'll hear it first here. It's gonna be a bunch of different trips to a bunch of different state parks in Texas, because Texas has a whole lot of
why aren't we working with each other? Because that's
beautiful
what I'm
state parks.
Yes.
What I'm planning to do is do a little bit of video recording, do a little bit of sound bites of different things, because the Texas, I guess, wilderness is very different, and that's one thing that I want to show, like, because if you're not from Texas, you don't understand, like, it'll take 12 hours to get out of the state.
It does, and it's funny because everyone's like, it's just desert and dirt and cactuses and a guy.
But not.
It's not.
We have hills, we have valleys, we have blue bonnets, we have a whole lot of different things that it makes it so beautiful to be in Texas.
And we have one of the largest species of birds. Like, there is a thing here of bird watching in Texas specifically, and you get hundreds and hundreds of species here. And
the even crazier thing is that there's that in Laredo. Laredo is a very big bird watching spot. A bunch of people, what are they called? The winter Texans will come down to Laredo and camp out at the lake, and they just bird watch. They go in different places and they bird watch around Laredo. Like, Laredo has a whole lot of different rare species, which I think is really cool.
There's actually an event with the Rio Grande let me get that correctly. I don't wanna chop this up. Rio Grande, the RGISC, the Rio Grande International Center or Study Center Organization. They do a lot every year. They do an event for like bird watching here in Laredo, and they'll meet with like professional experts and talk about the birds. And so it's really cool because in that documentary, there was actually one girl who was bird documenting, like serving, and she even said she's like, there's hundreds. Like she's like, I honestly couldn't pinpoint I couldn't just be like, oh, like 12 birds. Like no, there was tons. Like to when that she was trying to get an estimate of like the different types of species and how many of that population was around that area. And she even said in the documentary, she's like, man, like this is so crazy. And I don't want to get political, but she was just like, this is so crazy. Like this is untouched land. Like nobody has probably ever even documented how many animals are like in this area because it's blocked off. And it's sad because she was referring to herself. She's like, this is probably gonna be I'm probably gonna be the only person who gets to document this. Like I'm so blessed. I'm so fortunate because I don't want to get president controversial with our president, but he's talking about building a wall right along the Rio Grande. So that documentary kind of brings that up, about the wall, the consequences with the environment, of everything. Like it kind of brought up all aspects, but she just talks about, she's like, we don't even know if they're going to be here after that, because we have, there's just so much wildlife. We even have, black bears. We have, we have black bears in Texas. I didn't know that. I just found out that there's a population of black bears. They're mainly in the Mexico side. Oh yeah. But they were meant originally to be on the American side too. But there was already places where they were originally at. But supposedly that us Americans, we pushed them out and we pushed the bears to Mexico.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but that recently they've been finding black bears in Texas too, and
that I have seen. We've got black bears. We've got
ocelots, cougars, wild animal cats, basically.
Big cats. There's been a couple big cats.
I want one as a pet. So. I wish I could domesticate one.
Okay, Mike Tyson.
Okay, I'm sorry. Don't let me become rich
because I'll have
a
you're gonna be just like Mike Tyson.
Like a little panther in the backyard. Just kidding. No, I wouldn't do that to
your poor dog will get eaten up in a heartbeat.
I know. No, I can't do that to my poor baby Athena.
Okay, so that's it's
so picking which one, if I want to go back or stay here.
Yeah.
I just feel like I haven't finished business in my hometown. Not like that, but...
No, it's understandable.
Like how
there's stuff you still want to do.
Yeah, like how I said in the beginning, Laredo's going through a big change. It's one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, next to Las Vegas. It compares it to Las Vegas. And I've grown up here, and I built a community here, and I still want to be part of that growth. And this city, I've been born and raised, and I've seen where we've started and where we're at now. And I want to be part of that change. I want to be part of that excitement and saying hey, I was part of this, and it's, I don't know, I have a little thing going on here and I want to bring that. One thing, so I don't know if I'm allowed to say it yet. Maybe I will, but okay.
No, wait. Are you talking about the thing that's coming in January?
Yes.
And we're not going to bring that up.
Okay.
You're not going to bring that up because you're not going to get my listeners wanting to know what that is, and you're not going to say the name. You're not going to...
Okay.
But there are workshops for teens, 18 and younger, coming on this summer.
Yeah.
For video editing.
So if anybody's interested, DM me. I'm part of that. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. So Clarissa Astudillo, right? But yeah, so I want to be part of that change, I see the potential in this city and I want to be part of that growth, I always hear this thing that talks about we lose a lot of good, talented people and they go to bigger cities and, they're trying to make it out there and that's not a bad thing. That isn't, that's awesome. If you get your name out there, in a big city like LA or New York, and like you start from nothing, you don't know no one, and you build these connections. You know what I mean? But so that's still super awesome. But I here back at home, I want to be part of like a change. I want to be part of that growth, and if you have a talent and you don't like you're saving that talent here in your hometown. You're learning all these skills and you're teaching it to others and you're bringing it here home. And so I want to be part of breaking that stereotype of, oh, like Laredo's boring or it's this and that. And like, I want to be saying, like, I want to be part of that change and like break that and being like, no, it's not boring. Like, if it's boring, then do something about it.
So this brings something up that I think is really cool. Talking about being the change. Of course, I just want a quick a quote by Mahatma Gandhi says, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." That's one thing that a lot of the people in Laredo I see are doing with the Galactic Frontera that happened with the late great Bob Beatty, who started all that. It's just there's this force of people in Laredo that are coming together as a community and building and building, and they're changing Laredo to what they want. They're showing the community that Laredo has so much to offer, and I think that's amazing. Like we said, we have the Laredo Funny, Laredo Border Slam. We have I think we have about 5 or 6 different theater organizations in Laredo.
Yeah.
We have Laredo Little Theater, Laredo Theater Guild, Opera Workshop, Break a Leg Productions. We have
I hope I'm missing LTGI. No, we said that.
We have Light Production. We just have so many different ones. And I'm sorry if we missed production. Shoot me a message and I will definitely shout you out in the next part.
There's a lot.
There's so much going on in Laredo that I think is just spectacular.
And like even then too, like those cool little places that they're opening up, like the Playmore and all. I haven't gone personally.
I have not gone to Playmore.
But I hear it's super sorry, okay. But yeah, like but those are like so super cool, Like I still like doing stuff like that. The golf.
The mini golf and the extreme bounces, Fear, haunted house, #1 haunted house in Laredo, like.
I love that.
There's so much different things going on in town. We have the Alamo Draft House. We have the movie theater in the mall got a big boost and a big change. Also, they changed their seats. They're now serving alcohol. They're getting more mainstream, like a bunch of the different movie theaters in bigger cities like Corpus, San Antonio, Dallas, Houston, Fort Worth, all those different areas. So I think that's really cool is how Laredo is trying to push itself into the mainstream. The one thing about Laredo that I've learned is Laredo gets there about 5 years later.
It's okay. So, we're late for everything. It's Laredo time. You know what I mean? There's always that joke of like, Laredo time. The party starts at 7, but everyone shows up till 9. You know what I mean? I'm guilty of that sometimes, to be honest. Oh, I see you rolling your eyes over there. Just kidding.
Guilty. But yeah, no, I think you have a really great podcast coming. And I think it's going to be really awesome. She's gonna touch about a lot of different things, and I think that's the coolest.
I feel like we keynoted some of it.
That's what I was trying to do. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to keynote some of the things that we've talked about you wanting to do in your podcast, and I'm very happy. Hopefully, I can be on it and help you out with it here and there. But I think it's going to be a really cool podcast. That actually does it today for Storytime with the Duncans. Thank everybody for listening. Thank you for listening. Where can we find you?
Okay, let's start. So, Clarissa Astudillo on Instagram. So, my last name's kind of hard, but if you Google Selena y los Dinos, I'm kidding, no. But, so yeah, Clarissa Astudillo, Clairity Productions.
Where can you find Clairity Productions?
Instagram, Facebook. I even have a Twitter, but I rarely use my Twitter. But the trick about it, though, is it's not spelled like normal Clarity. I spell it Clairity. To throw in my name, Claire.
Yes. Clarity Productions. So thank everybody for listening.
Thanks, guys.
This is Storytime Productions. Before we go, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Blue Top Henry and Karen Mejia, Moni Godinez for making the music for this, D13 Studio for sponsoring the podcast all the time. And also we'd like to thank Moneybags Manny. Thanks for helping us get this podcast equipment. You're a great guy. If you ever need doors, go look at ProBuild. He's the door guy in Laredo. You heard our disclaimer at the beginning, so just like downtown Julie Brown says, walla walla walla, goodbye, God bless. Thank you everybody for listening. Have a great day.